Are we live?
Live. Oh, I got us. Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Turn it down. I'll turn it down. I'm loud.
What about mine, Van?
Am I good now?
Good.
All right, good deal.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Real Estate 101 every Wednesday, 1 o'clock. Hey, do us a favor real quick. Like, comment, and share the stream. Like, comment, and share the stream. Hey, first thing we do always, first off, I've got Noah Davidson right next to me this afternoon. Typically on the morning grind, we go, what are you grateful for, right? But
Absolutely.
Real Estate 101, we give a shout out. Who's your shout out?
Well, it's a little bit of combination between the gratitude that we do in the morning and a full-on shout-out. So what I will say today, our shout-out, is specifically for the man behind the camera, Mr. Van Grafton. Give it up. Yes, sir. Hey, so the shout-out is for Van. And why I said I'm so grateful as well is because he doesn't get the praise that he deserves all the time because he is behind the camera. Van keeps the show running around here. Not only the actual morning grind in Real Estate 101, but our real estate office. He just keeps everything flowing positively. So shout out to Mr. Van Grafton. Mr. Van Grafton.
Hey, good deal.
What are we talking about today?
Man, we are talking about reasons why houses are not selling. So, Mr. Hayden McKee, why do you think houses aren't selling right now?
Lack of confidence in the market.
Ooh.
Expand on that.
Yes, I believe that people are very uncertain right now. They're uncertain with themselves. And I also believe that even when we had 2.5% interest rates and prices were down, we had still the same skepticism that we have now. So I just think it's being able to take the information that we have with the interest rate, with the prices going down, being able to take that and just being able to overcome that. But I believe the skepticism or the lack of confidence has got a lot bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
In this market than the other one.
I think that definitely ties into mortgage rates. A lot of people are uncertain. It's on the rise, it's been rising. People think it's going to continue to rise. So they're definitely uncertain with, the mortgage rates that's here now and maybe even what's to come, within the next month, 2 months.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think it's a combination of the past, the present, and the future, right? A year and a half ago, they were at an all-time low, 2%, right? We saw I think I saw a 2.3 one time, 2.3 interest rate. And now they're at a high. We're at a peak. We're at 7.5, right? So it's like we're looking at past, we're looking at present, and then, like Hayden said, the uncertainty of what's to come in the future. So I think a lot of that is just confidence within the market and real estate in general, right? Should I put my money in real estate, or should I go stocks, or should I just save my money? Should I just save my money? Should I continue renting?
For sure.
It all goes back to a line of one of my idols, Young Jeezy. He says, "Scared money don't make no money."
That's right. Scared money don't make no money.
Thanks. Good deal.
Absolutely.
Josh, what do you got? What's another
interest
reason?
rates? The interest rates, obviously, those are gonna. I feel like the main reason why we're in this big old dip that we're in right now is because people see that and they get knocked out of a certain price range. And they're not willing to go down in price. They see what they want. They saw that they could afford it at one time, and now they're just not willing to go down and sell for less.
Right. I think me and Noah were talking about that the other day, actually. It's like, the mortgage rates rising, that's your purchase power, right? So originally you were looking at a $600,000 home. Now with mortgage rates rising, you're having to look at, a $350,000, $400,000 home. So maybe the quality of the product might have hurt a little bit.
Absolutely. When you're at one point in time, you're looking at a $500,000 house at a 3.5 interest rate, right? And you see this granite countertops, brick exterior with a great entertainment center in the backyard, and so much to offer on a $500,000 house, and rates go up and it drops your purchase power down to say $300,000, $350,000. You just get a lot different product when your purchase power goes down. So it's like, I think that's a lot of just being exposed to one product and then, just downgrading to this, and it's like, man, I've already been exposed to this. This is what I know at one point in time I could buy, and now I'm stuck here. Why should I settle? Right?
For sure. Stevie Z, what do you think another reason is people aren't buying right now?
Well, heck, y'all pretty much touched on all of it. From what I can, just frustration, maybe just put the brakes on a little bit because the holidays are starting to come up.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that's huge with holidays, right? We got Halloween next week around the corner. What's to come? We've got Thanksgiving, which is huge, right? You've got people coming in from out of town, whether it be, you know, maybe a kid who's off to college, they're coming in town, and you want to spend that quality time in a home, right? You don't want to be in a moving process where you're the only time you get to spend with your kid, you're out here, you know, having them pack up a U-Haul for you. And then we got Christmas just right around the corner as well, with New Year's on the back end.
3 months, one thing each month.
And that all ties into your finances. You know, Thanksgiving, that costs a lot of money to feed your whole big family. Obviously, Christmas,
Exactly.
that's, you know, a lot of money
Yeah.
for all those presents. Halloween, all that candy,
Got a lot of
be
money.
Josh.
Stevie Z made a good point. He said the money, you know, for all these holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, spending all the money, right?
Right. For
Christmas presents, Thanksgiving, the food you got to put on the table. So, and I'll expand on another thing too. I've heard quite a bit from people, you know, they're waiting on elections. And I think that could tie into what they might think interest rates, mortgage rates might do. You know, how the economy is going to adapt to who gets elected, who doesn't. So I've heard that, you know, objection quite a bit. You know, they're waiting on the elections, who gets elected.
Right.
So I do think that plays an important role.
absolutely, yeah.
Well,
Politics is always a big thing, right?
Big thing.
People, you know, correlate that with gas prices and interest rates and their purchase power. So I think that's a big thing. I think that's a huge reason why homes aren't selling right now is elections on the way, up and coming.
For sure. Jake, you think of anything else on why houses are not selling?
I think it's just the holidays.
Holidays?
Okay, Jake said holidays. Austin,
Everything I had has been said.
I got you.
I don't,
Kaylin, anything?
I feel like agents got so used to being able to just slap a price on a house,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
people would offer over it,
Ooh,
offer whatever without truly looking at what the
that's a big one. That's a big
I'd
one.
like to hear what's been, I'll come up with one. What are the ones that have been used?
So we've got, which KK just hit on the one
Holidays.
What was it?
overpriced,
Overpriced,
holidays,
holidays,
mortgage rates,
mortgage rates,
the elections.
elections,
Interest rates.
again.
And doubt, I put lack of confidence in
Yeah.
the.
That was a
things
good
to
one,
come.
that was a good one.
Unwillingness to go down in price.
And what's
Because of,
today's show topic called?
Why houses are not selling
Okay.
right now.
Here's a big thing I believe, and it's kind of the seasonal thing, but I believe a lot of people right now are looking at their Christmas and things they've gotta buy, but people put these big purchases off, like a house in the new year. So, like right now, the people right now, this stall creates a spring surge right here, so a lot of the buyers will come back into like, the next big thing is a lot of people will file their income tax and they'll get their money back, then that money goes to a bigger purchase.
For sure. Which actually was something we were going to hit on later on in the show, which kind of where we're at now. Tommy brought it up. You know, after the holidays, after, you know, the new year starts, people get their taxes back.
That money, that money, yes, a lump sum of money, right? You're already through the holidays. You've already bought Christmas presents. You got through the Thanksgiving fixings and eatings, right? And now you're expecting this lump sum of money, whether it be, you know, from 2,000 to, you know, whatever that income tax may be, 20, 30,000. So that is the perfect time. When you get a lump sum of money, what do you want to do?
Go spend
You
it.
want to go spend it. And what's a better way to spend it than putting a good down payment on a nice old house, right? So I think that's having a lot of people stall right now, is you know, just really putting everything off. You know, when you you know, if you were to think of, you know, getting in the gym and working out, right? We're about 3 months away from the first of the new year. More than likely, you're probably not going to start now. You're
Right.
probably
You're
going to
gonna
go
do
ahead.
January 1st.
January 1st, you're going to make that New Year's resolution and you're going to get a gym membership and go work out. So essentially, that's what people are doing with their funds, right? They've got so much stuff going on right now. They're just gonna put it off to the new year, where things are, past all these things going on, all these events. Get that lump sum of money and invest that into a property.
So let me ask you this, Noah, with people that are in this situation, they feel like homes are overpriced, mortgage rates are up, holidays, elections. What would you advise to people out there who might be in a situation where they're wanting to do something, but they've got all of this in mind right now?
Absolutely. I would suggest two things. I would suggest one of two things. One, I would say, do what you feel most comfortable with doing. First of all, I would never advise somebody to do something that, you cannot make sense of. If you can't make sense of being in the process of moving when you have family come in from out of town and you have all these things going on, if you can't make sense of the monthly payment being the way it is with rates the way they are, I would not advise you to do that, right? Because then your decision making gets altered. You don't make as good of decisions. You rush into things. You settle for things. You things just don't go right when you're not comfortable with the decision you're making. So if you have, this is what I'd say, Kim. If you've got all this stuff going on and it's putting a lot of weight on your shoulders, and you deep down inside really just want to hold off, I would say hold off. But number two, if you feel like holidays aren't a huge deal for you, like you can make this work. Maybe you're not going out of town. Maybe you don't have people coming in. Maybe you've got your money delegated for these expenses when it comes to food and Christmas presents. If you feel like you could make this decision, you're just uncertain of what's to come in the future, I would say now is probably the best time to do this, right? And why I would say that is because there's so many people not doing it. Right? When there's not enough people doing it, that gives more opportunity to other people. It's market share, right? When you have, when the spring does come and we're past all these holidays and rates have come down a little bit and you've got through all this is when everybody who was getting stalled is going to come back into the game, right, come back into the market. So then you're dealing with competition, right? You're dealing with the lack of inventory. You're competing, which is really the biggest thing. So if this is something you can make sense of doing right now, I would say this is a great time to do it because you don't have everybody and their mama looking to do it with you.
For sure.
Definitely touch on what KK said though.
With the overprice.
With the overprice, I think that's huge.
I think that's huge
on
too.
Why houses aren't selling.
Man, super huge. I think we're seeing it a lot. A lot of houses are. You look at them and they've got like 5 price reductions. And what stemmed from that was, agents at the time, even sellers still under the expectations that we were in a market that we were in 6 months ago.
Absolutely.
With things going overpriced,
For sure.
over list price. And so what happens is, when you list your home and it's overpriced, you get one shot. And what I mean by that is people still see your house, don't get me wrong, but they now see 3, 4, 5 price reductions. What does that tell you as a buyer if you're seeing a house that has 5 price reductions?
Well, it says either, something's wrong with this house because nobody wants it and they keep reducing the price, right, or, it's just originally overpriced. And, I'm probably still going to have doubts in my head that says, maybe they listed it so high it's still overpriced.
Yeah.
After reducing it 5 times, maybe they just went crazy bonkers with it and just ridiculously priced this thing, and maybe it's still overpriced. So I'm just gonna hold back and just wait till they reduce it maybe 2, 3, 4 more times.
Right. And that's where the time comes in. That's why it doesn't sell, because you get that one shot. And that was that first time they looked at it, you're $100,000 over what it should be listed at. Now you come down and you've had to, reduce it 5 times.
Absolutely. So how do you avoid something like this? How do you avoid this pawn that we say? How do you avoid being in a situation where you have a house to sell, you want to get top dollar for it, but you're not in the position where you have to reduce it 2, 3, 4 times?
Yeah. So typically, you're going to look at comps, which you can still look at comps, but more so in a market like this, you're looking at competition. And so when I say competition, I mean active homes on the market currently, not ones that sold 2 weeks ago, a month ago, the active homes that are on the market. And you just base that off of your house versus the other features of the other house that might be active,
Right.
right? And so that's how you get your more competitive price.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why, definitely, I mean, it'd be tough to do this yourself, but get with somebody that you trust to help you with this. But, how I go about it is I look on days on market, right? First, you want to see what the average days on market is for this area. Let's just say average days on market is 30 days, right? Then I go and see our competition, which, like Cam said, is the active listings, not what's been sold, but what is active, what you're competing against. If you have to put your house on the market, what options do these people have in this area? What your competition is. So I'm going to look on average days of market. Let's just say it's 30 days, right? You with me, Jake Freeze? Now, you've got your house. I'm looking at the competition to see what's been listed. Now, let's just say there's a house on there that's been on for 45 days. Average days on market is about
30.
And really, I'm not going to go average. I'm going to go median. But let's say I go median and it's 30 days, and then this house is on here for 45 days. What is that? What is that telling me? Most likely,
Something that might be overpriced.
probably overpriced. So we definitely need to be lower than that if it's a comparable property. Now let's say we see one that's 14 days, and it's not sold yet. What's that telling me?
It's telling me. Well, I mean, you don't know.
We
a
don't
whole
know
lot.
exactly. So, I mean, that could be a good comp that could be applied to our subject property.
Right.
That it's not exceeded that at median 30 days on market. So we might be around this price range. So I'm going to collect these, this competition that we're dealing with, see what's been on the market more than the median days on market. Because what median days on market means is that the average is it's sitting on the market for 30 days and it's selling. Right, so collecting all that information, coming to a conclusion on a price, and being very aware of it. If we hit that average days on market and we haven't had any showings, what's that telling us? We're overpriced. So definitely get with somebody that you trust that knows this strategy, because we're not using comps nowadays. We're not, because it's tough, right? We had a ultimate high market, fast-paced market to now we're slowing down and we're in a total different, essentially we're in a different business now. We're in a different business of, how we're handling things. So definitely get with somebody who understands this strategy and knows what they're doing. And, if you have a house to sell, it's all about where you put it price-wise, right? And you got to go off the competition.
For sure. Good deal. Well, guys, that's pretty much the show. Just wanted to go over why things aren't selling, why things have slowed down a little bit. So, hey, appreciate you guys getting on here. Hey, Real Estate 101 Wednesday, every Wednesday, 1 o'clock p.m. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Take us out, Van.